Ja tervetuloa takaisin FINNRUNS Winter 2024. And now we're going to change to some international language. So we are changing to English because we have a guest from Britain coming here. So you can introduce yourself.
You want to go first?
Me? Hi, my name is Samoyed. I was the first person ever to run this game, like the full game, and it's been like 7 years since I've done that, and now I'm back playing this game again in 2024 with my buddy that I've known for a
couple of years, quite a few years. Yeah, this is the first time we've actually met in person. I will say that. Hello, I am Viper. Hail from the awful land of Great Britain. You may know us as the country that came up with Brexit, but we're not going to get into that. Anyway, yes. So we have DiRT. This is the season 1 run. There are 4 seasons, I believe, in total. That's right, isn't it? 4 seasons?
Yeah.
Alongside a few extra bits and pieces. But yeah, the run's about 35 to 40 minutes long. We'll try and get through as quick as possible. 2 quick things before we do start. We're playing in Spanish because the audio files load quicker. I think it was something along them lines.
Yeah, the audio cuts out slightly faster, and that makes the loading times slightly faster as well. Yeah. For some reason. I don't know the technicalities of it, but yeah. Yeah,
but for the most part, I think you're ready to go.
Well, actually, I have prepared something for us before we start. I got us these Hot Wheels branded drinks to get our blood flowing for the race. These race team
I've never
drinks.
seen this before.
I don't know if you drink soft drinks, but
yeah.
Should we take a sip before we start?
This is a live taste test. Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to be tutti fruity flavored. I have high hopes for this one.
FINNRUNS now introduces drinking. Way. I mean, I taste energy drink. I don't know about you. It's like
not too shabby.
It's a rebranded Red Bull. Hot Wheels. Get it now. But I'm all good to go. You good?
Me too.
All right. Do you want to do the countdown or shall I?
You can do it.
Okay, cool. Get going in 3, 2, 1, go.
Lenkille.
Genial. Hemos firmado un contrato por 4 temporadas. Aquí tienes lo que te espera.
So the audio that's coming through is obviously in Spanish at the current moment, but this is the main introduction of the game. Season 1 is a temporary game, temporary intro for the game. There is a tutorial, which is what we're going to be doing, so we'll see how this goes. And you can actually skip it by using we use it as like a refresh trick, I guess you can call it. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so it's like a refresh trick. So by having the game run in a window and holding the window for about a second or so, about half a second, you're able to basically, well, how do I put it? It skips the dialogue.
Yeah,
whatever's being said.
It lacks the game enough, so it somehow skips the dialogue.
So the first event we've got to do is a rally event, and ironically enough, the first event is in Finland. So, and we're off. So, more importantly about DiRT 3, so this is the 3rd game in the DiRT franchise, released back in 2011. Was probably the last real DiRT game before we had DiRT Rally, DiRT Showdown, well, DiRT Showdown, then DiRT Rally. The DiRT series died off after DiRT 5, I think it was, from memory.
DiRT 5 was the latest game released, and DiRT 5... I've read some reviews about it, and it wasn't that very good.
We also have a flashback feature as well, which I can actually use and show off a bit here. Doesn't matter about driving, it's fine. we came for driving, but it's fine. Either way, so there is a main career mode with this one, so it's split up into 4 seasons, as we said before. I believe at the end of the 4th season, you have like a world tour thing that unlocks between all the different disciplines. So you have, there's Rally, there is Rallycross, there is Trailblazer, Land Rush, I think I'm missing one. I want to say Buggy Racing, but that might be Land Rush, I'm not sure. But all of the cars are split up into different car classes. So, for example, you might have, on the one hand, you might be like, okay, right, so you've got various amounts of different cars, and there'll be ones from the 70s, there's ones from the 80s, the 90s, obviously 2000s, 2010s, and obviously the Group B era as well. Now, for the most part, what you'll end up seeing from us is you'll end up seeing the, I think this is the S2000 class that we're doing.
Yeah, it is.
So these have like the Fiat Punto and the, I think, Peugeot, I want to say 307 or something. I could be wrong.
Can't remember myself.
Something along them lines. Also, I just won. Damn, that was close. But yeah, so the main way of how a rally works, by the way, I probably didn't mention this part, but a rally works by the stage time that you get from the start to the end, and usually how it works is the winner is picked depending on. So when you beat a stage, as you just saw, you get a certain, you have a time that you get at the end of it. The rally winner is the one where all the times are added up together, and it's whoever has the lowest time, shall we say, so the fastest time. Bit similar with speedrunning, to be honest. So in terms of like speed tech or anything like that, out for the most part, it'll be the refresh window trick that we're going to be using a fair bit. For the rest of it, it is literally about putting our foot down and going up against the AI and, yeah, just being as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Anything outside of that is a skill issue, pretty much. That's the easiest way we could probably both put it. But yeah, for what it was, when it released back in 2011, I remember picking this game up for the first time, and I was like thinking, wow, okay, so this is interesting, because the game that came before this, which was Colin McRae Dirt 2, which was also the last time that Colin McRae's name was actually officially on a game, was the fact that there was a massive step up, I thought, in terms of graphical quality, but I thought the direction that Dirt took with Dirt 3 was a bit different to Dirt 2, and it was like one that I was okay with, but less so. So, for example, in Dirt 2, you obviously have like Land Rush and Raid Races, something that was in the Dirt franchise before anyway. The original game introduced all that. But in Dirt 3 in particular, they introduced a few other minor bits and pieces, so it's not too bad. Also, we will be catching AI during some of these races. There we go. Also, I didn't even mention this yet, but yeah, you're able to level up. So as you level up, you progress through the actual game. You're able to collect brand new stuff. So you can collect new liveries and new cars and things like that. So you can see you're already at level 3 here. And yeah, we can just spam straight through these, so it's nice and easy. Get rid of them nice and easy. So with that being done and dusted, you can now get rid of that. And then go to the next one, which is Rallycross, and it's Smelter. And I think the car we use for this it's the Peugeot, I want to say 307. I think it is the 307. Something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
This car, basically.
Yeah.
Whatever this is a Peugeot, I don't know. I think it is a 307, actually. Could be wrong. So we do have a variety of different locations that we're going to be doing. As I said, there is a variety of different car classes and car types and race types and things like that. For the most part, Rallycross and Land Rush are similar. They are both circuit racing. Now, in this particular race, we're going to want to keep away from the AI as much as possible. And by that, I don't mean avoid them like the plague. I mean, we want to try and get past them, but try and not let them slow us down if we can. If we can't, then obviously we can just try our best. I mean, we do have a few laps to get past them. So one of the main things that I should probably point out is, so before the run even starts, we've obviously, I think I briefly mentioned about the start with the language selection. But one of the things that we do is we have there's a difficulty gradient. It goes from 1 to 6. Now, 1 means easy, 6 is extremely difficult. Or hard, I guess. Basically, the higher the number, the harder the difficulty. Now, we play on around 5. You can choose to play a little bit lower if you so desire. It's personal preference. Personally, I don't think it makes too much of a difference in the run, apart from in rally races. So, in Rallycross and Land Rush, if having the AI set to extremely easy will not mean anything. It will be as easy as can be. However, on rally races, you'll end up running into more opponents, which is something that you ideally don't want. So to avoid this, we make the AI harder, which means that we have to go much quicker. And yeah, not too bad, really. And also you can see at the moment with what Samoyed is doing is that we have a head-to-head, which is our another new race type, and yeah, there's not really a lot to it. Head-to-head is simple. They do use this in the real-life rally championship, and basically, it's you versus an opponent. There is literally nothing much more to say apart from that. Yeah, there we go. And again, we're going to go up in the S2000 car, which specifically is the Ponto, I think. Yeah, it's the Ponto. So from literally in like the last maybe, I want to say 24 hours, maybe the last 48 hours even, the record for Season 1 has actually been beaten. So that's quite interesting to know. There's a few little slight tweaks to the route for the record compared to what was used previously. Obviously, we'll try and do as many of what the record does, or whatever we personally prefer. It's interesting because after you do the finale for an event, so this is the final for the particular part of the triangle that we're doing. If you do the final, you get 100 points. Most events give you 50, which doesn't sound... It sounds like a no-brainer. It's like, okay, you do the final, which is why we do 2 of the finals. I think to unlock the actual final part of the triangle, you need, I want to say 500 points or 400. I'm probably way off. It's fine. Also, we do try and wall ride if we can through there, but if not, it's fine. So, yeah, not doing too bad. Obviously, I'm surprised, actually, Garcia is way off. Either the AI's gone really easy on me or something else has happened. Either way, it's fine. I swear I didn't put the difficulty down. But yeah, nothing too bad, so... Yeah, head-to-head, there's 2 of these races, so we do it not once, but twice. Well, both. Well, yeah, not once, but twice. And yeah, not really too much to it. I mean, racing games, some racing games have a lot to it. Dirt 3 is one that has a little less to it. I mean, I've not actually done, as Samoyed, so I've not done the main, like, full any %. Yeah. But you have, haven't you? And
yeah,
there's,
like back in 2017, I didn't really have any strats going into it, so it has evolved a bit after that, like DNFing some races to skip them and still getting enough like points to continue the season. But I don't think there's that many strats that have been added since then.
Not that I know of, but maybe there has. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, it's been a couple of years since you last did it, so it's not too bad. But yeah, one of the things as well with Dirt 3, something that you didn't get in Dirt 2. So in Dirt 3, this was the game that introduced Gymkhana into the series, and a lot of people didn't like Dirt 3 because of the Gymkhana stuff. I personally loved it.
Yeah, exactly.
And the other thing is as well is you'll see it when we beat Season 1, but you unlock the Battersea compound, which is located in London, and it's basically like a free roam mode for the game. You get given a series of cars, so you'll see as we go through the end that we have a certain car class which is Gymkhana. And the thing is with Gymkhana is the cars tend to be very agile and nimble. They can be very fast on acceleration and that sort of thing. And yeah, you can easily throw them about. And in this Battersea compound, there are certain requirements. There are tokens to collect. There are certain adjectives you need to do, like you need to do, I don't know, like 5 or 10 donuts in front of somewhere, or you'll need to do it on the roof of a building or something like that, or go through a corkscrew and do a barrel roll, that sort of thing. And what makes it more fun is, this is all in the single player, but if you go into the multiplayer for this game, things get even more interesting. Obviously you have ranked play, which is, you know, rallycross, trailblazer, you've got all usual in there. But then you also have these fun game modes. So you have like a capture the flag mode, which for a racing game is very bizarre, but it works. Trust me, it works.
Yeah.
There's also infection as well, which I spent a lot of time on.
Actually,
back in the
same.
day.
That was like how I got most of my hours in this game back in the day. I spent a lot of time playing the infection game mode because it was so fun. But sadly, the online like part of this game is not that alive anymore.
It's a shame, really, because it's really good. There is one other thing I should mention as well, is that so the servers are still online for Dirt 3, so you can still play this online, which is quite interesting, given it was, what, 13 years ago when it released. But the other thing is that the joyride stuff that you can do in single player, you can actually do it in multiplayer. Now, there's not really much behind it. So, as in, you can do it if you wish to do so. But it is personal preference. You don't have to. But it's just for a bit of fun. Like, well, it's actually one of the modes aside from Infected that I personally loved. Also, this is more my sort of thing, more my heaven. Racing a Subaru in the snow. Ironically, similar weather conditions to outside, I'd say.
It's real chilly outside right now.
Very much so.
Yeah.
We've got a few cars here, which I'm going to hopefully nudge out the way. Get past them. Nah, it's fine. But the other thing is as well is that even though... So at this point in time with the Dirt series is that Colin McRae's name had been removed from the series. He'd been passed away... he passed away 4 years prior to this, to the game releasing. But they tried to keep as much of the game in his sort of... I don't know, I want to say his likeness. So it was a case of... You know, Finland's quite well known for rallying and things like that. So it was really nice that they brought Finland back. But also there was a lot of other bits and pieces as well. Like you obviously have rallying in there. His Subaru makes the comeback in here. I do believe as well that there was other bits too, such as if you so desired, you could buy I think it was like a Colin McRae Vision Pack. And get liveries for some of the cars, but yeah, it was quite good, like neat addition. This was back when games had DLCs and were kind of worth the money you paid for them. But yeah, I mean, what we got after this, after Dirt 3, I mean, whether you love Dirt 3 or you hate it, whichever way around you look at it, Dirt Showdown was the game that followed this up. And Dirt Showdown, how to explain Dirt Showdown? Probably one way of explaining it, which is dirt racing meets Destruction Derby, but there's no dirt racing. It's just Destruction Derby. Like, the physics are so weird and jank, it's crazy. Also, we do get, if I'm right, we get these challenges that show up every now and again. Now, we're not going to do them because, well, we don't need to. They're not part of the actual reasoning behind getting points. So, like I said, with events, we get 50 points a race. The finals give you 100. But then there's... The other thing is, as well, there is actually DLC. I said before about the cars and stuff. But there's track DLC as well. You can buy Monte Carlo, I think it is, as extra DLC. And they actually add more events to the career mode. Not that many more, but they add a few more, which is really good. But yeah, so we're on to Land Rush now. Land Rush is, again, fairly simple. Think of it as, instead of it being cars you're driving, it's trucks.
Yeah, it's just rallycross with trucks.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And the AI seems to be completely brain dead on this one for some reason. Like, they just either, like, swerving in front of you or, like, oh, that, they just spin out in front of you. Which is always like, oh, well, like, we'll gladly accept that. Why not? But yeah. It's not too bad, like I said, fairly straightforward game. There's really not a lot to it. The Dirt franchise has had, like I said, it's had quite a few games over the years. And I think, to be fair, one of the main things about Dirt that stuck out for me a lot, which was not the physics of the games, I think it was more the content, because the original Colin McRae Rally series I always look up to and quite enjoy running myself. But the Dirt franchise was like the next... I mean, essentially it was seen as like the next generation of Colin McRae games, because with Dirt's release, it was a case of, right, we've finished making games for the PlayStation 2. We're going to bring it on to the next generation, which at the time was the Xbox 360 and the PS3. Obviously, PC always advances no matter what, but in the case of this game, it was like PS3 or 360. It was like the next one up, so it's not too bad. But it was like I said, just the next generation. It was, and it was even, like I said, it even had the name of Colin McRae Dirt. Like I said, it had Colin McRae's name in it. Yeah. Fun fact as well, which I'm not sure how many people really knew about. So, the last Colin McRae Rally game in the series was Colin McRae Rally 2005, which was the 5th game in the series. There was actually a 6th game in the series, or there was supposed to be. And the reason I say that is it's actually located in DiRT's files. In DiRT 1's files, you can find a folder that's named CMR6. And inside that folder is DiRT, the first DiRT game. So I think it might have been a code name, maybe, in an alpha or a beta stage. So there you go, the more you know.
Well, I certainly didn't know that.
There you go. You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Gotta keep it fresh. Also, yeah, we have a third part of the triangle, which coincidentally, actually, I'm actually going to jump the gun with this one. I'm going to do this one first. Won't make a difference because Samoyed will be doing that after he's done that one. I'll be doing that race after I've done this one. So
Yeah.
the route's going to slightly change here, but it's bear in mind both of us are going to be doing the same events anyway.
Yeah, just in a different order.
Yeah. So also, I how this went over my head for years, I do not know, but I always realised the number on the truck is 69. Like, how the hell do you miss that? Oh dear. Yeah, so Smelter is a bit of a rough track, especially with this first corner here. So it can be a bit tricky. But thankfully, if I can get it, there we go. Not too bad there. There's a slight little cut you can do on this track. It's not that big, but you can, where the hill, like the main jump is at the start, after the first hairpin, you're able to actually go down the side of the jump. And thanks to, I think it's, I don't know how to pronounce it. I always say Goo because that's literally how you could probably pronounce it.
Yeah.
But the guy who's recently got the Season 1 record, he's the guy that ended up like using this little thing, and it doesn't take too much time. The only problem is that if your truck accidentally tips over, it tips over. You can be in a lot of trouble for it. So not like a major kind of trouble, but you get the idea. So this game does have a variety of camera modes. We have, obviously you can see we're both using HUD cam, but there is a few cameras outside. So there is a near cam, a far cam. Also, thanks for that game, I didn't need that. Another flashback, but anyway. We'll go over the jump this time. Yeah, so there's a near camera, a far cam, there's, I think, like, so obviously we've got HUD cam, I think the bumper cam, or as I call it, like the floor camera, I guess it is. It's like near enough ride on the floor. And then we have cockpit view. And the cockpit view is reasonably well done, I'd say, in this game, especially for 2011.
Yeah, it doesn't look as good because I'm running on ultra low graphics right now, so...
Ah, okay. I'm the opposite, actually. I could... Maybe I could show it off, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but... Yeah. It's also interesting that depending on... So DiRT 2 had, and a few other games as well have had the same sort of effect, but in some of the games, because Codemasters made a time in the early 2010s, mid-2010s, because of the games that they made, so they had like DiRT 1, 2, and 3, they had Grid, the first race driver Grid game, and once a few others as well. And because of that, they ended up combining games together. So, for example, one of the liveries you can get in DiRT 2 is from Race Driver Grid, and things like that, which is really cool. Also, this will unlock a end finale here. Well, I say an end finale, but it's fine. We don't actually need that. So we're going to go back from that, and now we're going to do the final for this, which, as you've just seen, that's what Samoyed has just done. So now we're going to do, now it's in reverse. Yeah. So it's going to be a case of, he's going to do that race, I'm going to do this one.
Yeah, so now I'm going to do the truck race.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see who unlocks. Chances are you'll probably unlock Gymkhana first. Because of the fact that it's too long of a race. I think it's like nearly 3 minutes, isn't it? This one? Remember? I can't remember.
Something like that. But it's quite long because of the 4 laps you have to do.
I had a test out with some of the cars before. So some of the cars that we get in this, so we obviously are driving the Subaru once again. But like one of the cars that we do drive or can drive is the Ford RS200. There's a Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 10, I think. Ford Focus, and as you can see in front, or as you did see, there's a Ford Fiesta as well. So you can pick whichever car you want, but I think, personally speaking, I mean the Subaru is usually first choice. It's the first car we select because it's like the first one that's right in front of us. But yeah, for the most part, nothing too major. But that's that. I will actually just quickly say as well, so the finale to this season, season 1, is a tutorial on how to do Gymkhana. So for like the last 10 minutes, I'm not joking, like the last third of the run is literally all tutorials on how Gymkhana works, and there's multiple stuff. We'll try and explain between us how Gymkhana works, like certain different bits and pieces, but for the most part, all you need to know is points mean prizes, and to get said points, you need to keep the crowd entertained and not perform the same tricks over and over. But the tricks that we were on about, we end up having to do a tutorial in each one, basically. So like one of them is drift, one's airtime, one's doing spins, one's donuts. I can't really remember what the other two are.
The breaking the first tutorial was about the...
Oh, the smash blocks.
Smash blocks, yeah.
That's it, yeah. So yeah, there's a variety of different little bits and pieces that make Gymkhana work, which is really good. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I do like driving the Subaru. I might be a bit biased in that one though, considering I own one myself, so I'm probably a bit biased in that regard. Although it's not the... So this is the 2010 hatchback, I think. The one I own is the 2006 Impreza, which is the... I think it's known as like the Hawkeye model. So yeah, there you go. Maybe a bit biased towards Subaru, but yeah. It sounds nice too. I don't think it sounds as nice as this car does though, which is surprising, but sounds good enough. Yeah, so now all that's left, literally after I've completed this, Samoyed's already on his way, is just the Gymkhana. And Gymkhana, for the most part, is us, like, waiting pretty much. There's no way of... I think if we could find a way of skipping the dialogue to make the trial start faster, I think it would definitely come down, like, a hell of a lot. But, yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, well, you can skip the dialogue, but you can't skip the cutscenes in the Gymkhana tutorials, so...
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
And that is the end of that, and now, there we go, this is the bit now, so probably, you're probably maybe like, I think about 20 seconds ahead at this point, something like that. Either way.
Oh yeah, it's the introduction of Ken Plog, who was like I guess the main guy for Gymkhana in this game, but as some of you may know, he passed away last year at the beginning of 2023.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it was about, oh god, yeah. God, has it been a year already?
Yeah,
that's gone quick. But yeah, he was one of the main guys. There's actually a great video online. Actually, there's several. I mean, if you type in Ken Block Gymkhana, you'll find a lot of him. He did a lot of the... I forget what the actual name of the series is, but Hoonigan, which is like a brand that worked with him, very closely with him. Yeah, he ended up just trying a load of different stuff, and as you can see, he's doing like drifts and donuts. But when you watch, like in a video game, it's a video game, so you know for a fact that it's like, no one's gonna be this crazy to try it. No, he actually did what you think well, basically what you're seeing. The whole jumping at God knows what and smashing through stuff, he did all that. It was crazy. So, yeah. But for the most part, with these tutorials, so there is a minimum score. Once you get the minimum score done and dusted, you can instantly retire. And yeah, it basically makes it a hell of a lot faster. So, yeah. As soon as you get it, like that, you just retire and voila. Just like that. Piece of cake.
Yeah.
And then literally rinse and repeat for all the other different disciplines. This is literally what we were doing for like 10 minutes. Well, let's say 10 minutes, about 8 minutes, I'd say.
8 minutes, yeah. That should be correct. Looking at the time.
There we go. Nice. Okay, so that is the Smash one. What's the next one? I think it's Drift?
Airtime.
Airtime one, okay.
And
Airtime's...
Yeah,
it
was correct.
Airtime is a bit tricky. It is straightforward, but the reason why it's tricky is because of the fact that you need to get for the bronze, you need to get 15,000 points. And if you get a full 3 triangles lit up, it gives you 10,000. So ideally, you want to get as many as you can the first jump, and then get as like near enough max out on the second. Usually, I want to try and get it in 2 jumps. If you don't, it's obviously like what 10 seconds before you get
something like that.
So yeah, it's the case of making sure you get it first time. So.
Yeah,
that's how you should do it. Yeah. There you go. It's like he's teaching me how to do it. He's already done it, so it works. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, so it's something to do with the audio files for Spanish, which is why they're like so much like not longer, but like they load so much quicker. I think. Oh damn, I missed it. Talk about jinxing it. There we are.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Either way, yeah. So that's actually how you do it and how not to do it. That's probably a great example there. I promise I'm not throwing this run on purpose. I'm just saying that now. But yeah, you get the idea. So it's like a case of you'll gain 5 seconds there. You might lose 5 elsewhere. It depends. For the most part, Gymkhana, it's quite difficult to really gain the time here because everything's time based, and the only real way you can actually gain time is by getting the points faster. There really isn't much to it, I promise. And the finale is literally a minute and a half of just messing about, as you'll see at the finale. So Drift 1, which is what he's doing at the moment. Again, relatively easy, straightforward. There you go. So I think the next one after yours is, I want to say spin, and then donut, isn't it? Something along them lines. And then I think finale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spin, donut, and finale. And one thing about the spin is that I suck at this. It's like easily the most hardest one to do, in my opinion, out of all the tricks you can do in Gymkhana.
There we go. It's funny as well because it's like I think it was Gugu was doing his. I watched his run before, like this morning.
Yeah.
And one of the things he did on the spin was he actually went for the one that was closer to the inside. So the one I always go for is the one that's like directly in front.
Yeah,
but the one that's closer.
One. Yeah.
I never did. I always go straight for the other one. I was like, oh, wait, is that why I'm losing time here? What the hell? But yeah, there you go. It's funny as well because in racing games, one of the things that people will tend to do, and they probably will like this actually. So the reason I say that, one of the main things that I used to do a lot when I used to do racing games anyway, and I casually play them, was you just do donuts for the sake of no reason. You just be like, why not?
God, this is, I don't know how. I'm trolling. Okay, there we go. I got it.
There you go. Yeah. Got it. I mean, I still can't catch you. Doesn't matter how bad it goes. I mean, I've had like 2 flashbacks. I don't think you've used any yet, so you're fine. You're all good. I'd be impressed if it's that close, though. Oh my god. I'd be like, oh my god, the comeback is real.
Yeah, unless I like fail the final somehow. Not gonna get enough points in that, so...
I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
Even though the difficulty level is set at 5, it's not that hard to get the first place in the final Gymkhana event.
The thing is as well, is after the donut one is done, you end up spending, I think it's about 30 or 40 seconds anyway, waiting for the final event to really start.
Yeah, because there's like a long cutscene before it's like telling you what to do. Like rehearsing through all the things we just went through.
So I was actually going to play this in English as well, just to hear what was actually being said. I was like, no, you know what, I don't want to lose too much time. Because it's ridiculous as well to say this, but I think, is it 4 or 5 seconds it saves by playing in Spanish?
Something like that, yeah.
It's crazy, it's really mad. Really, really mad. Yeah, that's the donut.
And I'm off to the last event.
I think you'll probably just start as I'm entering, I guess.
Yeah.
Something along the lines. Either way. Damn, missed it. Interesting. Game's like, okay, I'll give you that, but won't give you that. Game? There we go. Finally. We get there eventually. But yeah, and then obviously we're on to the finale, which as you can see, is quite a long introduction, so I forget, I need to skip the final bit. Nice. It's like, what car do you pick? There's only one car you can pick, really. There really isn't like a multiple set of cars. In other Gymkhana events and everything else, it does work out in your favour. There will be multiple cars. One of my personal favourites that you can do as a Gymkhana car is the Mini Cooper.
Oh yeah,
the little Diddy Mini Cooper, the old classic one. Oh my god, it's fantastic.
It's so awesome.
It's like a pocket rocket. It's so quick. There's actually speaking of game modes, actually for multiplayer, there's one that's called Cat and Mouse. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
So what happens is you obviously split into two teams. You've got a red and a blue, and the cats will be basically Group B monsters with like, I don't know, 400, 500 brake horsepower, or I think, yeah, or basically rally stuff.
Oh,
and whoever's picked as the mouse will be driving a Mini Cooper. The Mini Cooper isn't fast, it's very slow, and you've got to try and get to the other end of the stage whilst avoiding the cats. And there's a lot of strategic play going on. Yeah, it's quite fun. So yeah, also there's literally, so there's a 1 minute 30 time limit on this, and once it's up, that's it. Game's done. It's also where time's going to be as well. So now we can literally, this is us like hooning about now for the next, what, 3 minutes I'd say, 2 minutes.
Oh my god, I hit the wall.
So now we've got to try and make it as interesting as we can for the audience. There's also something as well, which is you'll see in the middle here that there is a
I might actually lose
multiplier.
This. Oh my god, I actually might lose this. Oh no. I have to be quick. Can I get this? Okay, I just barely got it. Okay, time is coming up in 5 seconds. So 4, 3, 2, 1, and time.
There you go.
Oh yeah, I did get sub 35, just barely.
Damn.
Oh.
Now I've got another 20 seconds to go. I mean, 35 at least. But I'll take it. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's go that way again.
Lo has hecho genial. A ver si competimos.
And time for me as well. There we go. All done.
All done. GG.
Not bad. And that's it. I laugh if my controller dies now. Yeah, so like I said, with how Season 1 is, it's more of a introduction to the game, so you get introduced to, like, so you've got Rally, you've got Rallycross. Trailblazer is in Season 1, but it's not in the run. You can access it through other events and things like that. There is a no DLC and a DLC category, I believe, because the DLC adds, like, as I said before, it adds different events and things like that. There's a variety of different things as well. The Battersea compound, which I briefly mentioned before. So in the Battersea compound, which is located right at the end, you have a set of missions and things like that. You do all the missions and collect all tokens and basically complete 100%. I think that run altogether is about, I don't know, 45 minutes, maybe? Something like that. 40, 45 minutes, give or take. It's quite complicated because obviously there's certain places you've got to go and you've got to make certain jumps and you want to make sure you get everything first try. Think of it as like a stunt fest. But yeah, that is Dirt 3. Thank you very much to FINNRUNS for allowing us to both race, and like I said, it's the first time that me and Samoyed have actually met in person and ran against each other, so nothing better that I could imagine. And yeah, I think that's about it. Any final words?
Not really. It was fun meeting you and playing against you.
Likewise. So I'll take the L on that one. It's like I'll lose, it's fine. Yeah, all good to go.
Yeah, thanks for coming here, Viper and Samoyed. Ja vaihdetaan takaisin suomeksi tämän runin jälkeen, eli seuraavaksi luvassa Psy Opsia. Pysykääpä linjoilla.